I like Disco as well, to Gino. I like that guy, to Gino. He does good. He did good yesterday. You know, to Gino. He did good yesterday. Yeah, he did good. No, not Chico. T-G-I-N-O. To Gino. T-G-I-N-O.
They did have, Wrecker Revolver on one, Sentinel Pump on the other, and they do have some shields as well. Not what I expected out of this drop. They're doing it, figuring out a way to stay alive, but actually just
Look, this guy. To Gino.
not want to fight that triple contested drop.
He did really good yesterday.
Elimination for Doxy, Gino, and Pablo are revved up and ready to go.
This is the effect of positive view because they completely shut out Striker and Disco's teammates. There's just nowhere left to escape. That's a really nice elimination to find too, especially considering that they were pretty much forced out of Rangers Ruin due to Kazi third party.
Disco kind of hiding. They know their teammates.
What, who do you like?
All those bills, and he's trying to figure out, assess the situation. Can he get those revives, moves back up? But Pico, Benno, Slick Secret, turning.
Who? Okay. To Gino better. Canada, nice.
Good job. 2 straight knocks right off the start.
Definitely going to be a fun
Yeah. Mustache. I like mustache. Yeah.
Just taking full advantage of everything that's provided by the Hive and Swizzy. John scouting around, hitting straight up. They're ready to start getting some tags in.
Hello. I'm not even mid-watching it and then it was at the start. What's it? What do you do then?
You know what? Change them as far as we can towards the edge of the zone. Once they reach that point, they realize they don't have the load that they want. 30 builds on one of those players, an empty item spot. They're immediately about face. They're trying.
Y'all fucking patience, Jedi? Nobody. Man, messed up.
Bobby and Spixie and Vanya just have so much at their disposal. Uncontested, always on headhunters. They can take so much time here, Jacob, and take advantage more often than not. These visual finish, they might have something to say about it. They attempt at sneak time last game, it was played, but they're still able to follow through that last lobby. But now Spixie and Demas.
Wait. Who do you like again? The H guy. Canada. Where's Canada? Where the fuck's Canada? Where the fuck's Canada then? Yeah. Hello. Canada, I ain't seen him.
But they have so many juggernauts in their path. Not just for Sash and the trio. Not just
Wait, no, who's the first guy again? I actually have to venture. Hey, something. Not Oak.
Many of our getting eliminated early on, including Rangers Acorn. Well, they're still looking to try and break into that in the first place.
Where?
They're getting shot from every direction.
One of the biggest inside. They kind of thought they would have multiple teams in the distance from Demon to Dream, building search towers to trade shots with, but they're getting punched. They're forced on a blue black drop spot and having to force and fight just like this. So it's going to change the game plan coming into the weekend. Boyo's not going to slow down. He doesn't want to stop and recognize this opportunity. Acorn fixing the elimination. It's out of this lobby in Game 10, and that's continuing to build the confidence for Pollo, Ages, and Acorn.
And the main reason that they're pushing this one is because the team typically a surge action with FK0 alive, not been faring well on spawn. So with Trio being eliminated, well, Acorn is going, he can look elsewhere. When it ends up, Alex Ganon resigns. That might be a recurring theme. Down, Jesse X, but he's going to make up so much block time and not get anyone. Yamzo clicks and makes. We've seen just how stone-faced they have been between East and Lobby. They started off day 2 in that ace position, but they have been getting pushed lower and lower in that leaderboard.
More and more teams early, not giving them the share that they were looking for. But that's the this fight here. And the on this farm, they're all loaded up, ready to go. Back at Rangers Ruin, stays it. It's on Pablo there. And he's going to go ahead and try to disengage as far as possible. Using the fast side. He just got me going further and further away from where the zone's actually at. And you can see why. That setup way and Sparta have been third-party Rangers Ruin all weekend long.
After this.
That they've been third partying a weekend for IC or a weekend and simply are now having a deal with Rocky, Pablo, and Chino perfectly healthy and ready to play. Not only that, but they're still also bundled up with Satan underneath them.
I don't think so. I doubt it.
They even have the opportunity to go for an immediate fight here, but Victor is training up on the heights. All stuff inside these early storm six.
Yeah, he's getting with Paper on the top side of his fight. FSL kind of stepped down below as a solo. But with Paper and Victor B being a distraction, Fox is going to get dropped down to only FSL moving up that high ground. They finally figured a way on the side of Mount Jacob Box and Ping to merge into the same box. But this is their chance now with all those extra hills. This is their
base. Just try to sit towards the middle and figure out the plan for Epicwell, Victor B, and Paper. So that way they can try to make that smart move. But Victor B, Paper, Epicwell, they're just going to go ahead and disengage on out. They got that early Storm Surge damage, and now they just want to beat teams on that rotation.
Just looking to get a little bit of space creation here. Because eventually, Ping, Malabuka, and Watts are going to have to move from this position, but might have been a little bit too ambitious, trying to just crash pad out directly in the line of sights there from Watts, Malabuka, and Ping. Of course, you're going to eat some damage in exchange.
Pollo, Agers, and Acorn. Not only did they get their Demon Debris Medallion, the mythic weapon, they got the eliminations onto Anon, Resign, and Alex. They immediately move towards the eastern side of the map. One of the only teams on this side of the map having access to that bunker, and they immediately take it. And this is where they start to replenish everything from materials to resources, their loadout. And since they're ahead of all these other teams in that path, they have the time to go ahead and continue to rotate toward the north. Same thing for some of these teams that are working their way from the top down. Savage Chat Reason, even though they are missing some shields, it's in the name of Storm Surge. Taking those shots, taking those chances, so that way they don't have to worry about it later in the game.
So Savage, Reason, and Chap are going to have to dig deep here, though, Jacob. They took a way too early departure in the last lobby, and having been chopped just now, fortunately, Chap, Reason, able to utilize some of that Flowberry Fizz, their Surge base, obviously stockpiled with more than enough resources, so not too heavily in danger, but at the same time, fully aware of the fact that teams are looking to try and catch them slipping.
Yeah, for that team that knocked down, even though they survived, it's like, do I invest the resources, build another Surge Tower, or do I just try to rotate? Chino, Prodoxy, Pablo, one of the more aggressive teams in the lobby, especially Chino. The most eliminations in all of the Fortnite Global Championship so far when it comes to individual players. And guess what? Let's add one more to that total as Gabzetta goes down. And that's a little bit personal. It's not just for the points to catch up on the leaderboard. It's not just for the Storm Surge. It's just to shoo that fly away from their picnic.
That's really all it's been, kind of just that gnat in your face. They won't leave them alone, but you know what? Prodoxy, Chino, and Pablo, when they've actually got some materials and a loadout to work with, this is the last team you ever want to get caught up with in a box fight because they have such a commanding presence in those aggressive instances.
Yeah, here's just that. We might have missed it, but Chino's gonna make sure we do not miss all the action. That was only his first elimination. We saw this one on the Gapzetta, so we went back to back with a little bit of help from Fred.
Why'd that look like a little edit course, though? He's just like, this is just another day for me. Like, another day at the office entirely. But King, PH Zen Phaser, scouting out area. Never want to leave yourself too overexposed, but for Noxy, no intentions of slowing down just yet. Now, they can finally enter this fight. Tayson has been knocked. Chino, once he gets going, it's like impossible to shut him down. And Chino, side by side, racking up the eliminations, several now to boot. That's just on his own head. Prodoxy and Pablo also rocking their own individual eliminations, but they are a little bit hurt. They do have so much to bring themselves back up to full HP, though, Jacob, because of these win-outs on their fights.
Yeah, even after taking down Tayson's team, you still see Focus, Upple, Mixon here, Tinka Aspect, and their trio were there at one point or another, but they immediately saw what was going on and said, hey, it might be better for us to try to go to the zone, worry about Storm Surge a little bit later. At least there's two teams we could try to look back on and try to focus. Fred underneath, along with Pablo and Chino. They're just trying to assess the situation. They know another team is up there. They just don't know exactly where they're positioned at.
After yesterday, Upple, Focus, and Mixon, we saw opportunities for where they were able to shine, but dealing with a team like Prodoxy, Pablo, and Chino, it's usually not worth sticking around. Better to just prioritize the positioning, shoot out the crash pad from behind you, but both these trios just gonna head their separate directions, two different styles of rotate.
Ooh, it might not be the biggest upgrade for them, but they are gonna be able to replenish their crash pads if it does spawn out. Maybe upgrade their Sentinel pump if it does drop as well. 3 different ones, but that's what they get. A little bit more loot to work with once they get that rank upgrade. And it's only a B rank though, so you can see the kind of the slow play, no eliminations, not necessarily their game plan though.
I like this dead side wraparound though from Seti, Panzer, and Yapko. They've got early surge already locked in, so they're gonna opt to already make a direct line in towards the elevation of the mountain range and potentially push back other teams that might be looking to try and rotate a little bit after the fact.
I can agree with that. Clicks, takes in Yamzo. This time around, the zone pulling towards the north, which means they kind of have the luxury to be able to sit in their base. I believe this might have been the team that we saw kind of get chopped earlier on in this game, but as we tune in, Ager is feeling a little bit of struggle. That's Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual on the other side. They have to abandon Chip in terms of getting Agers back into the game, so Pollo, Acorn, they're going to have to work this as a duo, and that's a huge disadvantage going against NA champs, Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual, and they're looking to get aggressive. There's only one way back into this game, and it's through eliminations itself.
This is starting to feel like Major 3 and NAC all over again right now, Jacob. Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual seemingly in the driver's seat right now for this box fight. That is up until Cold loses a good chunk of his shield. He's going to retreat back towards the high ground. Pollo, Agers, side by side, holding down the slower layer. But the longer this drags out, the more time it provides for Ryu, Snowy, and Sa to move in.
Yeah, just a kind of scary situation, because even with the knock on the Agers, Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual didn't play aggressive, and that's usually something you see out of this team time and time again, especially since they have a deficit that they have on the leaderboard, 14th place versus 18th. You'd expect both of these teams to try to make some sort of a play, but they also know this is the two teams we've been seeing all year long essentially battle it out for 1 and 2 in terms of actual top spots and grand finals leaderboards, but in terms of the community as well.
But Pollo and Peterbot, Jacob, they were just global champions. They did that together. And now, here today, both of them going on huge recovery tours just to try and bring themselves back into contention for top 5. But Peterbot, Ritual, Cold, they're just continuing to push themselves up the cliff face there. Have to check back in to see whether or not Acorn Pollo even decided to pick back up on that engagement. But for right now, Reason, Chap, this is dangerous. They've got Chino, Prodoxy, and Pablo trailing them, and they've already lost Mr. Savage. They want to play for the reboot, but they've got to deal with Hero first.
Yeah, they're kind of faking it. Faking like they were going to try to crash pad away, get somebody on the other side to make a mistake. Even though they didn't peek, they realized where they were and immediately start to put pressure down. They have the Stinger. They have the minigun. They are going to melt through these builds if they could focus all on the same target. For reason and Chap, they are 1,300 damage above the threshold, dropping down to 1,100, but they have more than enough to focus on trying to get Savage back into the game. No other team, or at least not many, can say that they have that amount of comfortability. And so Prodoxy, Chino, Pablo, they're just going to continue to try to rotate, use the Flowberry Fizz, use the Crash Pad.
Get out.
Yeah, he's about to die, Gio. Oh my gosh.
On the other side of the wall, doesn't get a chance to close off his charge.
Let's be real, there's no way Mr. Savage is winning this. He's not.
So much damage. All we want to prioritize is the high ground goal. They've made that very clear today.
Yeah, they got a smooth rotation. The team in front of them is also doing the same thing. To the point where they don't get this line. Also, they don't. You see it getting stacked more and more on the south side.
What?
More teams you're going to have to rotate into. On the whole northeast side, there's 3 teams stacked up. Malibu's Pings and Wops going to be one of them. Day 2 today, their run has been impeccable. 345 points, doing their best to close the gap as much as they can. They're kind of in a tough situation here. Talked about 3 big teams all around, ready to fight if they make a mistake. And they're all going to rotate on first, leaving Malibu Pings and Wops on this rotation.
Are they not trying to overcommit? Talking about overcommitment, Jack. They're trying to bring him back into the mix, but don't important of the situation.
Where?
It was higher than FKS, secondary elimination there. And that's exactly what Chaplain's reason needed. Breathing room. Maybe we see Mr. Savage back in this one.
Easy. Swizzy and Merstaz, this is a moment. This is a moment because they've had 2 lackluster games so far. One decently well played one. 185 point gap got dropped to 81. But with still an 81-point lead.
I don't know if it's 63 or not.
They need to execute here and now. They cannot wait because they fall for
Where? Oh my god.
everybody's trying to catch up.
Yeah, that, see what I mean? They got 3 hours just for one game.
Reside in, but they don't even realize just on the other end that they are Chino, Pablo, Prodoxy, and you want to talk about guys who are just look at the amount of eliminations they've already acquired by the 7th zone. This is one of the few teams, might be the only team capable of dropping a double-digit elimination rate.
Capable, they did it yesterday to close out the game. 19 eliminations. This is giving me flashbacks of just that. They're moving from PlayStation Yongo to a whole other trio versus north side map. That's Paco, Pars, and Pump. And they have the luxury. They can wait. They can let that team make a mistake. And seeing Stormstars really start to affect his lobby. Kanata, even while he's 1,500 above, finding opportunities and not trying to let them pass. They started off the entire tournament with a Game 1 victory royale. Doing their best with
Alright, that guy. Davin.
Stay inside of the top 5.
I got a lot to say. Zone 4. Time being. Beaming in that first position without a
Bro, they're spraying. Look how much you're gonna spray.
pushing them back. Don't start trying to keep up the still Sphinx in shadow. They didn't get the memo. They're still willing to try and cross over. But reason, mother, trying to see if they can that's gonna be knocked though. And reason now some form of a lifeline and the life jacket from the elimination. He can get to the body.
Life jackets.
And a little bit more than their type of materials. Couple. And Mixon, just like you said, they went ahead and stole all of that loot from the other New that Reason desperately needed, but he gets tagged up. Oh my, and turns around 180, turns and burns to take down Tabby. And I'm talking about how low of resources he actually has. Well, that Siphon is going to help tenfold.
Reason knows about his life. He's trying to live the best sort of birthday gift, and what's better than clutching up a nice set of elimination.
Bro, I honestly fall asleep watching this, bro. Like, bro, there's like 300 people left.
Yeah, the Zone Pool is truly a blessing for AJ for Napoyo because it also stopped them becoming a focus of that lobby on that side. But easy to some difficulties in this game and keep eyebrows open for none other than Daniel Marius and Pixie. Does anybody challenge that eyebrow? But I'm Machino Pablo would probably be one of my best bets. We can see a huge amount of resources missing. 6 HP, only fighting bandages, and eventually we'll go back to 2 HP slots.
There's so much metal, all these three existing builds, and not only that, but the shift in elevation. Pixie well overhead. You might be able to even see the team scatter through the low ground. They're trying to get
Yeah, degenerate.
He's immediately put down into the stairs. Pablo and Chino, they're going to have to get out the mud and power to the elimination of the upper. Now you, you're stuck inside the demonic. You gotta break out.
But this is the point in time in the game. We'll start to click in with every team that falls and cascade further and further with the eventual winner getting 65 points. But in the beat, it's Machino. He's going to go down. Oh no, it's that puts pain. Hunger inside, Fitz is out feeling that same pressure. He's going to fall because he's being trapped by himself. We have to try to figure out a way out of this situation because they have no resources on. They're separated just a little bit. No materials. And now the zone and somebody else moving in. Oh my, he's got that again. It's going to take down Toyo.
Huh?